Welcome everybody to a little bit of a late episode of Donnie Does It. Had a little bit of technical difficulties because I am without my wonderful producer Greg today. He's a little behind at work and taking time to get home and take care of what he needs to, and so I'm running solo today. So thank you for hanging out with me, putting up with the inevitable technical difficulties I'm gonna have, and watching some paint dry, because that's really what we're doing here. So glad to have you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. We've got a lot of great content that comes out every week, whether it be rave reviews or we've got Humblewood going still. We're believe gonna do a short vampire little one shot just because there's a new version of vampire out. So lots of great stuff coming and you don't want to miss out. So click that like and subscribe. Otherwise, we're going to get back to painting more orcs today. So I finished from last week the Ork Weird Boy. So let's see if we can get a good focus on him here. There we go. So he turned out pretty great. Very happy with it. And yeah, so more and more coming together, just a little bit by bit. We're getting back to the Wartrike though. I have had this thing built and in multiple states of painted for a long time, and so yeah, we're gonna see what we can do with this, get it going and finish it up. Let me know how everybody else is doing today. I see a couple of you join in. I appreciate you being here. We're going to start our Deffkilla Wartrike painting here. We've gotten a little bit of good start on it. Some of the pink, some of the silver, which was daunting. I was dreading repainting this because I had it like 60% done already, and then decided that was a totally different scheme than I wanted to do my orcs in. And so gave it a respray. Fortunately, my layers of paint were pretty thin, so I didn't even bother stripping it. And now we're just painting over it. So Creator Mix is doing the music. Let me know if it's too loud enough, or anything of that nature. I am not as confident of my producing abilities, so. So anybody else working on anything today? Let me know in chat what you've got on your table or desk at the moment. Got a new favorite unit you're building, or how you've been doing in tournaments. I took my elves to a tournament a couple weeks ago and got really just thoroughly beat on. Um, but we'll get there. Appreciate you joining here today. Feel free to give a shout out in chat. Let me know how your week's going. I've been having a pretty good week. I got a big project at work this week, and it's going really well. So I'm not too super worried about the coverage. Oh, something just broke off. Oops, my bad. Sorry, little model. Is not too great on these upper panels, but I'm about to actually do a little gradient where it's going to fade back to purple up there. So that's okay. Honestly, I always kind of hated these stupid little training wheels anyways. We're just going to go ahead and solve the problem entirely. We're going to take off the other one too. Look at that. He's done. Now does that count as a modified model? I know that's part of the painting standards, so chat, let me know. Does ripping pieces off of it mid-paint job count as, you know, mashing together a new model? Customization. Thanks everybody that's joining. Let me know how you're doing. Flung the paintbrush all over the place. Hey, Elsie, how you doing? Life's good. How about you? How have you been? Other than busy building spreadsheets for our fun activities, not professionally, which is hilarious. Who would have thought it? Yeah, we're painting it's a war tricycle for my war dollies. I mean, it had pictures and maps and multiple sheets. It was pretty good. I mean, just because it's a grim, dark future doesn't mean you need to plod through the mud, right? Let's have a little fun. Ride a dirt bike through the mud. So, how was your day today? And welcome anybody new out there. Feel free to give us a shout in chat. Let us know what Warhammer Army you play, if you like painting, or how you like to enjoy the hobby. Oh yeah, I mean, any day you get to chop limbs off people, I gotta imagine it's exciting, right? Or is it more how to like dispose of severed limbs? That'd be interesting as well. That answer when you really want somebody to respect you. Like, yeah, I lead a chopped off limb seminar where I chop them off myself in front of a crowd. We got a little grading going on there. We'll still keep working on that, blending it. You gotta kind of let it dry first, and then add another layer to kind of soften that edge. Anybody else tune in for Ray showing Greg how to play Cyberpunk last night? It was a lot of fun. I didn't know video games could be played like that because I have also played Cyberpunk and it did not go like that either. Yeah, the game is pretty great. Cyberpunk. It's got a really great story to it. Like the gameplay is really entertaining. The world's huge and very interesting. I just always get distracted. Is my downfall with that game. It's very large. Nothing like painting irrelevant details that nobody can see. Like, why did they put that? Show you what I've been working on here. So we got the purple in there. Hey, thank you, Gumprat. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've really enjoyed this skeep. It has been a blast to kind of figure out and paint, and yeah, the blue skin just pops so nice. It's hard to see quite all the detail because my lamp doesn't reach that far, but yeah, they are sharp. Do you play a faction there, Gump, or have a favorite faction? Demons, very cool. Demons are a cool army. I'd like to paint some of those. Um, I actually went to Atlantic City Open, is how I came upon the scheme, and they're like kind of mascot for Atlantic City is an orc gangster, and they do it all in these kind of like synth wave colors, and I was like, that's a really cool orc, and I kind of wanted to just push it a little brighter, and so we came into the teals, and pink just looks really cool with that teal, so it just made sense. I actually worked with AI a little bit, just kind of like it's easier to like visualize and like put together a scheme, and so kind of helped me look at like what is this going to look like when I finish this up and put in all the effort. So it's kind of part of the process, but yeah, it's honestly I'm super excited for getting it together in like bulk. I think it's going to be really cool to see on the table with, you know, 60 boys or whatever I may end up doing. Yeah, I was talking a little bit earlier. My original scheme, I had actually painted like 75% of this model once before, and I'd painted it in the traditional like blue or a red and yellow scheme for orcs. And yeah, then I finally, after, you know, 2 years of like plodding away at this model, not quite sure if I wanted to jump into orcs or why I was painting it, I finally decided on my scheme, and so sprayed him down again and started over. Okay. So I started Warhammer, and that was when I started painting, was in 8th edition. So it was like, I think that was like 2016 or so, 2018. No, it had to be earlier than that, even 2014 or 15, maybe, somewhere around there. So about 10 years. Um, Off and on, I've definitely taken it a lot more seriously the last year and a half or so. I've been really trying to push myself and become a better painter. I've always been a slow painter, so some of what I've been doing is trying to improve that. But mostly, I just use it as a kind of way to, like, you know, take some time, focus on one thing, just get away from the daily stuff, you know, a good Zen hobby. What part of Warhammer appeals to you? Because I know this is one of those hobbies that there's so many aspects of, and there's no wrong way to enjoy it. That is totally fair. I get that. I think probably 90% of the hobby for me now is painting. I do play at a lot of tournaments, especially local ones. I'm part of like the local club, so you want to show up, represent, have fun. But I'm terrible at the game, just absolutely terrible. So it's mostly just an excuse for me to push my war dollies around the table. But I will say, if you can find a local club, whether it be just the local friendly shop, or if there's a local like Warhammer team, it's a great way to be able to play like safe environment, people not necessarily walking up to a table with strangers, but as well just the hobby side of it. Like you can find some people that are just ridiculously good painters. Like my local group has a couple like open winning best painted, like award winning painted people. It really ups your level. Dude, that's awesome. Lord of Change Big Bird is so cool. One of my teammates, one of the award-winning paintings, won best painted at Atlantic's, or best overall, I think, but highly rated painting. Played well, but he played like 3 great unclean ones and like ridiculous list, and he just rolls fours, so he wins. But that's what he won best painted with. I definitely do have a bit of everything. I'm always willing to try a new thing. So I collected Citadel for years just because that was the by default. I've been lately very heavily using the Pro Acryl line. Um, I'm still not 100% sold on them. They're great for a lot of things, and I think they're probably really good if you're just starting out. Because they're very thin, so you can pretty much take them straight from the pot, but sometimes the coverage is a little too weak, so you have to do a little too much layering to get it where you want it. But yeah. So lately it's been Pro Acryl. I've got a decent amount of Army Painter war paints. I actually really like those. If I was to start over entirely and could only buy one brand, I'd probably buy the Army Painter brand of paints. They're super consistent. And what's up, Ray? Welcome joining. Glad to see ya. How's your week? I loved watching you play Cyberpunk last night, showing us. It looked like when you like see like one of those action movies where they're like, look at them play this cool, awesome game, and it's like crazy over the top. And then it turns out that's just how people that know how to play video games, as Ray showed us last night. What kind of paint do you tend to use, Gump? I have one guy who is honestly a great painter who paints exclusively like Walmart craft paints, and I don't know how he gets such good results, but he's extremely clean painter and cracks me up. So there's no wrong answer with paints, but it is always such a curious thing. Like everybody's got a different opinion. I will say the biggest game changer I found for painting is good brushes. I always use cheap synthetics for years and years. About a year ago, I got these golden maple sable brushes, and it honestly was a game changer. They are so good. You don't have to clean them nearly as much. You just treat them a little bit gentle, but like, man, they work so well. I actually just got a couple Winsor Newtons today, and honestly, I'm not liking them as much, unfortunately, but I'll give them another test. Trying to paint these little crevices of the tire is such a pain. Scared of that man? How can he manage? What? I'm missing something. Let's see. Dude, that's awesome. That's really cool. I've always thought about just dropping it, getting rid of everything, starting fresh, but like it's so hard to justify. Oh yeah, dude, for real. Like I can't even imagine getting the consistency right and like forget about blends like but I mean his army looks awesome. He's an Eldar guy to the core, but he's got this like burnt sienna, like brownish red Eldar scheme, and it looks so good. And he highlights it up to like a fiery red orange. Like, dude's dude's got his thing figured out. It works. It looks great. Yeah, power to him. But yeah, I don't have that in me. My whole thing with paint like that is, dude, that is real. I've told the story before on stream. Like painting legitimately got me through some of my darkest times, and Warhammer in general, like helps you build a community. It's something that you can share with people, and honestly, it's just such a good way to like focus, do something tangible with your hands. It's great. I don't know that I'd call the eyes the therapeutic part, but I feel you. I've been kind of cheating on the eyes on this army. I just paint them like white, and then just hit them with a contrast paint of a bright yellow, and it's good enough. Eyes and me just don't get along. So this is what I like about the Pro Act. I 100% do. It would. So very, very first was back when it had to be like third edition, when the Black Templars were on the box cover for the Space Marine trooper box. It was like 5 Space Marines in the box, and the Black Templars were on there. And I tried to paint that Black Templar, and I don't know what I even used, if it was like whiteout or what, but it was goopy. And that was probably when I was like 13 maybe. But then when I got really into the hobby as an adult, it was a Tau. I built and painted a couple Tau Crisis suits. I messed up building one out of the 3 and glued the legs on backwards and then melted him trying to take it apart. It was awesome. They looked not awful. I did a blue and white scheme, and they were definitely a little thick, but not terrible. A far sight from where I'm at now, though. Like, fortunately, I do have pictures of those ones. So. How about you? What was the first thing you ever painted? honestly, I know they get a lot of hate, but they have a cool aesthetic. Like, I loved Mech Warrior growing up. Like, I saw mech suits. They're a lot of fun. I eventually sold my Tau army because it was painted spastically enough, like not consistently enough, that it was just a total strip down and redo if I wanted to get it to where I would want it to be like now. So I sold it a couple years ago, but it's always tempting to go back to. All right. Oh, we got some blends done here. We got the blacks in. There's not a whole lot left just in terms of first layer on these guys. I'm pretty happy. I think we might take a little break and paint some skin on these guys. So I actually modularized this a little bit. Just kept the guys separate so I can go back. But yeah, let's do some blue. It's always one of my. I really enjoy painting with this color too. Respect on that. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I think once I got my army built and I started playing a little more competitively in 8th, I was running like 60 fire warriors. I loved it so much. I had like Tau guard. So how'd you find the stream today, Gump? Have you been following us for before, or what led you to us? That would be super cool. It's so awesome what you can do with 3D painting too. Like doing something like that's so much easier than it was 5, 10 years ago. No, nice. Glad to hear the algorithm's working then. That's good to hear. I used to love rock climbing. It's been a lot of years, if you can't tell by physique on cam, but I actually rock climbed the day before my knee surgery when I was 18, and I haven't been back since. It's been nearly 20. Oh, it's been more than 20 years. Oh God. Oh, nice. Still a lot of fun. And that is fair. Teal Orc says stop. I like that. That was the goal. Like, the whole point of this army is to just be kind of a showstopper. So, that's awesome. Well, it's definitely been a pleasure having you to hang out with today. I appreciate you. If you get into cyberpunk at all or D&D, that's actually what this channel was founded for. Is we do cyberpunk RPGs, and then now we've started doing some game streams with Dark Souls and cyberpunk episodes. But nice. Yeah, I DM our Humblewood campaign we're in right now, which is much darker than I expected it was going to be, but still a lot of fun. What campaign do you like homebrew, or do you run campaigns? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I get that. I very loosely use modules, but yeah, Humblewood has become basically a map, and we're seeing where we're going. But then I also have been running in our own like home campaign, Eva Vecna, but like we're off the rails quite a bit. We actually ended up having two simultaneously campaigns because it derailed so hard. Half the characters left the party, and so we're like, well, what do we do now? Play two campaigns. One of our recent Humblewoods went that way. The party was debating what to do, and I was like, here's this track that kind of makes sense. You'll probably go one of these kind of ways. And then they were like, hey, what if we went and found griffins? And so we had to come up with a griffin hunt. It's the fun of D&D though. It's like is that it is a story that they get to shape. y'all work together and create a cool thing together. What is going on your face? Is he wearing a mask? I can't tell what's going on. Remodel the paint. I don't know that I actually have a dream model to paint. I did the lion recently, and it was the second time I've painted him, and so it was kind of one of those like, let's see how hard I can go, and it turned out really good. That was a lot of fun. The Dark Angels were my primary faction. I collect and paint and play, but I would say, so right now my dream model, I'm really looking at doing a fantasy diorama, and it's kind of loosely inspired by Humblewood, but it's a mouse warrior, and I'm going to do him in a little shadow box kind of setup that looks like he's fighting this rabid squirrel that's jumping out of a tree. I've got the 3D models supposed to show up here in the next couple days, and so that's kind of my current like fantasy project, like dream project that's still coming together. I've not done dioramas or anything like that, so I think it'd be exciting. Yeah, I don't know if I have a dream model though, per se. There is that one Age of Sigmar, like, it's like a demon riding on like this kind of like dragon thing, and it's pretty sweet. That would be a cool one. But at the same time, I don't love huge models, so it's one of those, I'm quick on to the next thing, ADD and that kind of stuff, and so I tend to prefer smaller models that can be painted to a good standard, feel complete, and then move on. Whereas big models take forever. I am a slow painter in general. Yeah, that's for real. Like we've been on a bit of a hiatus with D&D in our personal game just because everybody's been a little too busy. And that happens. Like, you stay in touch, keep the door open, and keep trying. I still don't know what is going on with this dude's head. I think he's wearing like a mask over his head. Let's see if I can find a Deffkilla Wartrike picture and see what's. Okay, I see. It's like this weird one-sided bandana. Oh my gosh, man! I've had orcs since 8th edition, and painting 30 boys or 20 boys now still is just daunting. I've got 10 done. The Armageddon box. Um, but I'm trying to pace. I bought the Armageddon box kind of to be a like, this is my 2026 10th or 11th edition project. I kind of try and do a new one each edition. So 8th, I ended up finishing 8th by finally deciding to go with Dark Angels and building that army. And then when 9th came around, I built and painted Death Guard. And then 10th, I've done Drukari. And 11th is going to be the addition of the Orcs. Hey, yo, welcome. Glad you could join for a little bit here. I know it's the middle of the night over there, so good to see you. I know you've been traveling all summer. We've all been very jealous of that. It looks so cool over there. We are working on the Wartrike here. So we did some blends. I think this side turned out a little better. Dude, that's awesome. I love when I get to watch TV at work. Like, I mean, if anybody from work's watching, I've never watched TV. I do a lot of computer work though, so I sometimes work remote or something like that, or while reading an email, it's great to have YouTube on. Thanks, yo. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. These orcs are just so much fun. I finished up the War Weird Boy I was working on last week. Hazard stripes have been my new favorite thing. They're so fun to paint. I don't know why, but I do enjoy it. I managed to pick out all the individual wires on there, so they each have a different color wire. Yeah, it's a cool box set. It's actually the reason I didn't buy the Combat Patrol that has like the Deffkilla in it, is because I already own this guy. Like, I'm not painting him a third time. I've already done it twice now, halfway. I actually have. That's what I did all the silver with, is the paint pens. I used, I'm really liking the AK interactive markers. I have not actually tried the speed paint ones from Army Painter. I've got a couple. I just haven't had a reason to use them yet. I really like the metallics though. The metallics awesome. What's up, Sunshine? Welcome. I'm hoping you're not just getting back from the drive, Sunshine. I know that commute is so much fun. Don't make me relapse. That's amazing. Did you go to it, yo? That was a first for me when I posted those videos. Like, that was pretty cool. I was not sure what it was gonna be. It actually helps you not do drugs, right, John? Because, you know, you can't afford them anymore. But also because you're busy and happier painting plastic. Buy Warhammer, not drugs. No, bro, not a hillbilly. You did get the term right, Yope, which is great. Is us West Virginians, we're hillbillies, which is different from if you go into the south of the U.S. and meet rednecks. We have different breeds of trash here in the U.S. Wait, you touch. What bad can it do? Man, if you accidentally leave the glue open, if you're using the, let's see, where do I have it stashed here? I mean, the Saran Acrylate, that's not bad. But you use the Tamiya extra thin, you leave this thing sitting open on your desk. Holy moly. This dude is so ripped. He has got double pec muscles. Can you see that? Like, how ripped do you have to be to have a second layer of pectoral pectoral muscles. No, we just live like we have free healthcare, yo. It's a different thing. All right, well, we got some blue skin on a pink bike. I am super happy with how this is coming together. The purple fades on the front and the backs. The glaze worked out really well on these little panels too. These ones are not. I just did not glue them on, so they just didn't finish. This model was a pain in the butt to build. The Armageddon Orks are push fit though. These ones, yes. This one, no. See if you get that sign language from us. It's been awesome hanging out with y'all tonight. I appreciate you dropping in, yo. I apologize that I'm not going to be around much longer. And Gump, awesome hanging out with you. Make sure you follow. I'll be back next Thursday, or should be. I may need to take a week off after that. Work time of this time of year is a bit hectic and crazy. We'll see what's going on. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed chatting with y'all. Always enjoy it and appreciate you spending time. And hopefully we'll see some of you on Thursday. So jump back in and watch Ray play Cyberpunk 2077, the video game. She is showing why she's the resident champ of video games. Yeah, it split a bottle to mine. Melted like 5 guys. That's so awful, dude. Oh man. On that note, Gump, I'm gonna leave y'all, but you have a great night, and thank you all for being here. Bye, everybody.